What's going on, everybody? Come back and check out the Eton radio and how it's done over the last 5 years. What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick, Mid-10 Outdoors. Alright, so 5 years ago on my channel, I brought you the Eton, gotta look at the model number, FR160 crank radio. This goes with me on a lot of my camping trips. It also stays around the house where we can get to it. But it is a hand crank radio. It has AM FM. It does have the weather band. It does have a flashlight. Solar panel for solar charging. You also have a headphone, and you have a USB port to give you some power into your cell phone in case your cell phone's dead. So we've had it for 5 years. Like I said, we use it all the time. The cell phone part, it will give you a charge onto your cell phone. Not a very big one, but good enough to possibly get it powered up and make communication with somebody. The flashlight, like you see, it works if you need it. And then the solar panel, if it's outside, you can leave it out, in the sunlight, direct sunlight, and it'll charge it. The hand cranking is, of course, the easier and quicker way to get the charge built up. You basically, you're supposed to crank it so many times per, and gives you a pretty good basic charge ready to run. The antenna comes up like so. We'll go ahead and I'll demonstrate a little bit. We'll turn it on and we will find our local weather. There it is. I'll put it here so you can hear it. Okay. And then I'll turn it back down a little bit. You can go over here, hit AM stations or hit FM stations. Let's see. There we go. I hit too far. I'm going to need to crank it some. Of course, I'm in my... There we go. I just want to pick up something real quick. There we go. I went too far.
Every 6492.
So anyway, you hear it picks up radio. And like I said, we take it on camping trips. The only problem I've had with it so far is the little rubber door doesn't want to stay shut anymore. It's been used quite a bit. Now, they do not make this particular model number anymore. And what I will do is I'll put 2 links down below for Eton radios on Amazon. They have a version that just has a weather radio, and that's it. Or they have the version with AM, FM, and the weather band all in one. But I think it's a neat little thing to have in your backup because it doesn't rely on a battery, per se. I mean, there is a battery built in, but it's a wind-up charging type battery. It doesn't require you to replace batteries in it. So it's always, you crank it up a little bit, fire it up, and you can listen. And I think it's a real needed thing, and especially in a prepping situation, disaster situation. I remember when I was a kid, we had a tornado come through in '74, took out all the power. And if it hadn't been for Dad's AM, FM, short band, I forgot what all else was on that radio, battery powered radio, and of course it was battery powered. You didn't have rechargeable stuff like that back then. We laid there the rest of the night with the windows open because it was no electricity, and listened to that radio to make sure there was nothing else going to happen. That was the first tornado I had ever been through. Of course, I was a kid, and that was probably the worst that had ever happened around my parents, because I mean they were nervous. We were all nervous. They were coming to get me. I was 50 miles away. I was at my grandparents when they started hitting in down south, and they were trying to come get me and dodging tornadoes the whole time. So anyway, it was a bad situation all the way around. But we had this radio. We had a radio that we could listen to, find out what's going on, and they were giving news accounts over the radio. You know, what's going on, what's, you know, where the electricity's out, and all this good stuff. And our road was pretty devastated. I mean, there were several houses lost. But anyway, so I feel like you need something like this in your wheelhouse for a backup. You know, you've got, like I said, rechargeable by hand crank or solar power, and you know, crank it up and you can hear the radio. You saw what I did. But we take it with us on camping trips, listen to the weather. We're listening to the radio late at night, you know, sitting around the campfire down low so it doesn't bother anybody. But anyway, just wanted to revisit it, let you know it still works. It's taking a little bit of a beating. It's got some scratches up here in the solar panel area, but it doesn't affect it any. Just keeps kicking. So anyway, guys, this is Patrick, Mid-10 Outdoors, bringing you a long-term review on something that works really, really well. Be prepared.